It's handmade, still some from Germany. And also it was launched at the South Fifth Avenue in America. And also we have a store in Shanghai. This is also some more promotion things. Most of that actually from now Italy and Germany and Korea at the moment. And the Wall Street Journal and also Time Magazine actually chosen MCM as one of the most noticeable luxury brands. The NBC Disney cover about MCM also. And, the Brooke Shields and some of these celebrities. We are already in the 35 countries now. Since we acquired the brand in 2005, we will show a little bit more. Our direct own store in Berlin, Kudamm Street, and also in the Kinnishalle in Germany, and also Bloomingdale's in New York, and actually about another 10 cities in the United States. And also Plaza Hotel you may know in Fifth Avenue, and also New York South Fifth. We are present there about 15 cities, and Swan Street in London, and also Milan, like BP banner, and this is a collab, multi-type multi-shop. We are present also in Athens, in Greece, and Beijing, and also Shanghai recently we opened store in the Boon, and also MCM House in Seoul. Okay, so European luxury brand. Thank you very much. Well, it's fun, isn't it? Well, in fact, a few days, or maybe about 10 days ago, I had a phone call from Vanessa Friedman, who is one of a senior reporter at the Financial Times. I want to have an interview at 11 o'clock in the evening because of time difference. Well, her question was very interesting, three things. One, why many Asian companies start to buy European brand or European companies? And secondly, what is the benefit of that? And third is that those Asian-owned European brand or Asian-owned Western company would be a threat to those big existing Western companies? Actually, I thought all three questions were very valid and also very interesting, but certainly it's not a threat. I think this is just a new trend, I must say. In fact, MCM is a small brand. I mean, my company is Hongju Group. I mean, let me just introduce briefly of my personal background. Even though my father has established one of the biggest energy groups, like a Seoul City Gas, and all these biggest city gas belong to my family. But I was kicked out because of the reason was I was women and not following family tradition, marrying the traditional marriage. So you can see what kind of background I come from. Really, even as a woman and SME owned, started from scratch and carrying boxes from the warehouse. That was the beginning of my company. Meanwhile, my brothers all started a big corporate office with several thousand people that's working for them, almost worship them. But the thing is, so I started as a franchisor, Gucci, Sonia Yves Saint Laurent, and even Marks and Spencer, and MCM as a licensee before. So through the crisis, Asian financial crisis, 1998, I sold Gucci, Sonia Yves Saint Laurent back to those groups, and also I just only keep the Marks and Spencer and MCM. Marks and Spencer, we are still the franchise for Korean market, but MCM, we are the owner of the brand. What happened was, after selling off all these luxury brands, certainly I learned how this value-added brand power can create such a enormous kind of how can I say assets. Let's say producing the same bag, one same factory, but one bag, say, made in Korea or made in China, such and such. Even the same quality leather, the same quality handcraft, the same hardware, nothing different. But the other bags just say, let's put in label, made in France or made in Italy, Gucci. Then the retail price or selling price completely different. Even exact the same material, exact the same sourcing and material come from. That makes such an intriguing. Let's say this is made in China or made in Korea. This bag, let's say, a product cost is $30, let's say. But already the same sourcing put in made in Italy and Gucci label on it, just as try to experiment, and that could be regarded already 150 to starting point. So the brand power and even country origin powers make such a difference. That's what I learned when I was running Gucci. So when I sold Gucci back to Gucci Group in 1998 during the financial crisis time, I learned how to merchandise, how to marketize, and also learn the brand power building through the smart marketing, because it wasn't really myth. It was a very clever marketing strategy behind, and also very hardworking involved. And then that time I was actually running MCM as a licensed business, supplied for American market beside Korean market. So I learned also how to manufacture from German technicians and German engineering. And so after setting up these major brands, I concentrated my efforts growing MCM under license agreement and as a manufacturer, as a distributor for Korean market. Our business grown almost $100 million business. So that time, we thought it might be time to acquire the mother company, which is a German-led handbag company. It was one of actually the first trial as a Korean small medium company to acquire European luxury brand. Since 2005, in fact, we virtually started from zero because the global market was pretty much collapsed, and meanwhile Korean market really grown very powerfully. So I tried to regrow business from very fine starting. So restructure, it means that we shut down mostly existing the secondary position in boutiques and the supply chain, reinvented as a new brand under a new creative director, new supply chain, also new distribution channel, obviously with a new marketing strategy. And since then we grown more than 3 times, triple. So now we are running $300 million business, and we already exist in 35 countries. And with the employees about 600 people, 14 nationalities, and also we have 9 offices around the world. What I want to say this morning is maybe details we can follow through the Q&A session. We talk about the post-crisis management for many SMEs. Of course, it is very critical subject, but I would say this is not really crisis. This is a complete new era for many of those smart companies, especially small, medium companies. Why is that? Especially after, I would say, very much finance-oriented Western capitalism, more or less, I wouldn't say collapse, but diminishing. Meanwhile, the true Asian era emerged because 2/3 of total population living in Asia, and also Asian market seems like a growing ever with a very much dynamic economies around, particularly here in China we are sitting in today. And also, you can imagine we are experiencing this IT revolution, and also FTA, free trade agreement. I think it opens a completely new era, new opportunities than just grim look, what shall we do, how to survive. I would say, especially like European and Western small, medium companies, Asian companies have a lot complementary role to play, because that's what I see as an Asian company owns a Western luxury brand. I think the European companies, small, medium companies can provide a lot techno-intensive, marketing-intensive, also design-intensive, let's say branding power-intensive matters to Asian company who has a good quality, still relatively inexpensive labor, and also we have a vast market to go in. And also what I see is another thing is I think women and young generation. When I see this new world, of course it is already globalized world out of the 21st century internet revolution. And when I look at my daughter, she's 20 years old, they're completely like a tech generation. Even we lived in the same ceiling, you probably experienced the same. They lived in complete virtual reality. I'm just the only biological mother, nothing else. And or sometimes the money provider. My daughter always just calls me whenever she needs money. So I say, am I your bank? She say, that's what parents for. So what I like to just recommend to SMEs this morning is don't be scared. I think 3 things I would say is one is really go for real value-added products. There's a lot to play, from nanotech, biotech, semiconductor, embedded, just a million things you don't have to be scared of. So you have, SMEs should take a very proactive way to look for their future, because they're often dominated by big retailers, big corporate, big jewel, big conglomerate. They buy big purchase, but I tell you, these big guys are in trouble. Therefore, they are not going to let SMEs to grow. They will sabotage them. Better to SMEs to stand up, go for their own future with a value-added product, more techno-intensive. Second is obviously, therefore, more IT